Hello and welcome. It is your mom of three in NYC. Back at you with another video. If this happens to be your very first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Taneza and I am the mother of three spontaneous, they can be, kids living in the heart of New York City. I have a family here on these YouTube streets, my tribe. I would love for you to join us. All you have to do is SUBSCRIBE. Smash that subscribe button below. For all my current tribe members, thank you for the support. Make sure you turn your notifications so that every time I upload a video, you get the alert. You get the alert. All right, this video, my friends, is been on my heart all week, believe it or not. Halloween, celebrating Halloween as a Christian mom. Celebrating Halloween as a Christian mom. What are my thoughts? My opinions, my views. Let's give you some background first. I was raised by my mother and my father, the eldest of three kids. My brother is 15 months younger than me, and then I have a sister that's 6 years younger than me. We grew up in a household, Christian household, church every Sunday, Sunday school, youth choir, usher board. We were in there like swimwear. Yes, raised in the church, no doubt about it. Did not miss a Sunday. The Sunday after prom, I was in church. Like, my parents, it wasn't even like a question, like, can I talk? No, we're going to church every Sunday. As a child, I remember celebrating one Halloween. I want to say I was 6 years old, and my grandmother made our costumes, and I was a Care Bear. I was Rainbow Care Bear, and I had a Cabbage Patch doll, and she had a matching costume on, and my younger brother was Michael Jackson, and my baby sister was still a baby. That is the only memory I have of celebrating Halloween my entire life. I was a Care Bear when I was 6. Every year after that, at first my mother let us go to the church fall festival that took place on Halloween. So they had, a fall festival at church where they had games and candy and prizes and an alternative to Halloween. As I grew up, she thought she didn't want to have an alternative. She didn't want to recognize the day at all. We would stay home and she would turn the lights off. She would turn the lights off in the house so that nobody would come to our house to get candy. I was raised that this is not the Lord's Day. This is the day for the celebration for all darkness. We do not celebrate it. We do not acknowledge it. Carried that into my adulthood, tribe. I did. I, as an adult, never had a costume. I've never been to a Halloween party. I've never been to a haunted mansion. I've never been on a hayride. Even living in New York, I have not gone to the Halloween parade that's downtown, the Village. I do not celebrate Halloween at all. I do not acknowledge it. It's just in my DNA now, right? I was raised that it's not the Lord's Day. It is for the darkness, all things dark, witches, warlocks, demons. It's not our day. Like I mentioned, I celebrated Halloween one time. I remember as a child getting dressed up and going trick-or-treating. That was it. My mother said that she was convicted and that she was not going to acknowledge it. Her faith would not let her acknowledge it. Moms are the boss. Parents rule. Parents rule the roost. That was what it was. As a child, that I feel like I was missing out. Maybe just the candy. It was not a big deal. It was not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. As I got older, college, young professional, again, I did not celebrate Halloween. I do not get dressed up. I do not go to party. None of the above. And I, Taneza, have never even seen a horror movie. Like, I just know. Why? For me, it's like, why would I want to get scared? I remember once I went to a slumber party and they brought the Ouija board out. Dr. Richardson, aka my mother, was right there to pick me up. She does not play. She did not want to engage with anything that was not godly. And that's how she lived her life. Taneza, as a mother, I have 3 children. My eldest daughter will be 11 next week. She's 10. So I have a 10-year-old in 5th grade. I have a 7-year-old in 2nd grade. I have a 3-year-old in nursery. All 3 kids go to an Episcopal school. They go to chapel every single day and they have Eucharist once a week. It's a faith-based school and I love that. I love it, love it, love it. I love that they'll be taught Old Testament and New Testament and Hebrew. I love it. I'm here for it. That's part of the reason we chose the school. When she was in nursery and they sent home the guidelines for dressing up for Halloween, I wasn't really excited about it, but the fact that I like homemade costumes, like for example, one year she was a train conductor, ticket book and her hat and her overalls. One year she was a Minion. We didn't go out and buy a costume. We kind of made a costume with what we had at home. She was a Minion. We got her like the googly glasses and she wore a yellow turtleneck and a blue denim overall. In my mind, it's more of like a dress up thing versus a celebration. In the way that I think about it and I process it is that I'm allowing her to dress up with her friends. Now, she's 11. I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. I honestly considered not celebrating Halloween at all this year. I've seen a lot of sermons. I've seen a lot of videos on YT and IG about how we as Christians should not have any dealings with that dark side. And I do agree that it's not a holiday for us to celebrate. I talked to Hubsters about it and everything. Like, all the older 2 would understand, my 11-year-old and my 7-year-old. This is my 3-year-old's first year in this school. He does not comprehend nor understand the why behind what we as a family were doing. He does not understand that. In his mind, all he sees and understands is that he's not allowed to dress up in a costume and all his friends are. He gave the kids the choice whether or not they wanted to dress up. If all my kids can understand the why behind why we're not gonna do that, that's one thing. But all 3 of my kids will not understand it. My 3-year-old will not get it. I, as a mother, do not think that it is fair to hold him accountable at this age for taking the stand that my family has, because in his mind, he doesn't get to dress up and all of his friends are dressed up. And then it becomes a pain point. Then it becomes a cause of him feeling different and him feeling sad. And I'm not here for that. My decision as a family is let the kids decide. Baby girl, a month ago, I bought her a pajama that's a Tigger. It's a hooded, fleecy pajama, but it looks like Tigger. It's orange with the black stripes. She's obsessed with it. She loves it. She wears it all the time. She's gonna wear that and be Tigger. She's gonna wear a pajama and be Tigger. BB2, we have like multiple Spider-Man costumes. He wants to be Spider-Man like his brother. So he's gonna wear either his Spider-Man costume or an old one from his brother. It has the mask, it has the muscles, super cute. The only purchased Halloween costume is my oldest son, BB1, who wanted to be Darth Vader. My husband is born and raised Star Wars fan. Can't be looking janky in these streets. I had to order the official Darth Vader costume from Disney, and I did. When I think about it, all 3 kids, I purchased one costume. I gave them all of a choice. This age is just, they want to fit in with their friends. Again, if my 3-year-old was old enough and emotionally mature enough to understand why I did not want him to dress up, then that'll be a different story. And it's been hard because I was looking forward to not having anything to do with Halloween. I really was. But again, as a parent, I have to think, like, what decision is best for my children? Not what do I want? What decision is best for my children? I really believe that God has grace for us in these moments. I'm not out here celebrating witches and warlocks and any of that. It's really just a costume day for my kids. It really is. We're not gonna go trick-or-treating even. We have a party at a friend's apartment and they have pizza and they'll have candy for them. We as parents or as adults with kids in our lives have to do what is best for those kids. I think that you have to make the decision that's best for your family. Remember, I grew up in all my 18 years of childhood only celebrating it once in my entire life. And my grandmother made my costume. Literally, it will be Halloween. I'd be so embarrassed because people knew we were home. Like, where else are you? With the lights off, like not giving out candy, not answering the door while it's ringing. But those were my mother's convictions, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I, Taneza, do not feel that. Honestly, not just the 3-year-old, even the 7-year-old has difficulty comprehending the reason we choose not to celebrate it. So I, Taneza, said, you know what? It's going to be a dress-up costume thing. That's what it's going to be. It's not going to be anything deeper than that. We're going to say a prayer that morning, and I'm going to trust that God's grace is upon us and that God understands. I believe that God meets us where we are. God understands and God meets us where we are. And I, Taneza, look forward to the day that we can take a stand and say, you know what, we're not going to observe it at all. Nope, we're not doing anything special. Nope, no need to dress up. I look forward to that day. I do. I believe that one day we will be there. But right now with a 7-year-old, right now with a 3-year-old who have a hard time comprehending darkness and evil spirits, and what's best for my kids right now this year in 2023 is to allow them to dress up in a costume for the day at school. If it were not for school, I probably would not. But again, they're in a classroom with 15, 16 other kids who are all going to be dressed up. I just wanted to share that with you on my platform, that I, as a mother who is raising, my kids go to church, they go to Sunday school, that's our life. Church is a part of our life. Christ is a part of our lives. We are followers of Christ. And it was not an easy decision. It was not. I was back in September talking about canceling Halloween, about not celebrating it, about not giving it any of our energy and our time. But again, I've come to a point where it's not always about what I think or what I want. It's in my heart what is best for my kids at this time in this season. In the comments below, be kind. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about observing Halloween, about dressing up in costumes. Let me know below. I do read and respond to every single comment. Have an amazing, amazing day, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye, Tribe.